Yo, Flight Sports TV. Happy y'all checking in with me, man. We got a hot topic today, man. We're gonna touch on the New Orleans Pelicans and why Alvin Gentry will be the next coach fired this season. We're gonna get into that in 1 second. A lot of things going around in New Orleans. A lot of speculation. So a lot of just a big disappointment. Nobody's seen this coming out of New Orleans. Before we get into it, I need everybody to hit that like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. You don't want to miss the exclusive Flight Sports TV exclusive. Underrated is an understatement. We got a lot of episodes out right now. Check that out. I want you to donate to this channel. The link will be in the description box below this video. It'll also be in the comment section. Also, check out the merchandise store at pexoticshop.com. We got the sweatsuits, 4 different colorways, going for $85. Check that out. And one last thing, I'm having a $50 giveaway on the 50th subscriber. So once we get these subscribers up to 50, I'm gonna pick a random for a person who subscribed, and I'm gonna ask for your cash app, and I'm gonna throw $50 in there. Preferably to the people showing the most love in the comment section, whether good, bad, or ugly. As long as you subscribed and you are in the comment section, you definitely high on that list in my eyes. So let's kind of get right back into the subject. So yeah, back again, man. New Orleans Pelicans, man. They sitting with a horrendous record. I believe they only got 6 games. They're the second worst team in the Western Conference behind the Golden State Warriors. Nobody foreseen a record this horrendous. I believe they're like 6-17 or something like that. It's unbelievable. Like I said, nobody saw this coming. It seems like they've really underachieved. I know they had some injuries, specifically mainly to Zion Williamson, but still, the New Orleans Pelicans shouldn't be this bad, this far down the totem pole in the West. It shouldn't have been like this. New Orleans should have been battling for a playoff spot. And it seems like they've just nosedived in a different direction. And I feel like the buck stops with Alvin Gentry. Zion Williamson, he wasn't the face of his franchise. They had enough pieces on this team to stay competitive. You talk about Drew Holiday, a former All-Star. He's a reliable player in this league, one of the better two-way players we have. Also, you got the abundance of young talent coming out from the Los Angeles Lakers: Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and it seems like the development of Josh Hart and Lonzo seems like to be taking a dip. Brandon Ingram seems to just be doing whatever he can to plant his flag wherever he's at, under whatever circumstances, but it still hasn't happened to come with any wins. Brandon Ingram has been lighting it up this season, much improved with a bigger role, but it's not translating to the standings. This team should be much better. Also, the other young players they got. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, you got the big guy, Jackson Hayes. You got pieces, along with the collection of veterans. It seems like to be like Alvin Gentry's not getting the job done. And I feel like as we just seen David Fizdale get fired, it seems like the writing's on the wall for Alvin Gentry, and I believe he's liked in New Orleans. With David Griffin. David Griffin's came to New Orleans, revamped, changed the culture, put that team in a great situation, and it seems like Alvin Gentry's not holding up his end of the bargain now. They should be better than Phoenix. They should be better than Minnesota. They should be better than all these other teams. They should be better than Sacramento. They shouldn't be behind those teams. Nobody expected New Orleans to be top dogs of Western Conference, but nobody expected them to be this bad. and they've gotten to a horrendous start, and I don't see it getting any better. It seems like his rotation, Alvin Gentry's rotations, are just all over the place. You know, just very inconsistent. Just one game he's running this lineup. Well, next game these rotations are happening that didn't happen in previous games, and it just doesn't always make sense. As I've been evaluating, and it's not happened to bring any wins. So I think some changes must be made in New Orleans. You got a new team. Maybe we need a new voice. You look at some of the development also with these players. I'm going to get into that as well. I want y'all to get in that comment section and talk to me and let me know what y'all thinking about this situation in New Orleans. Do you see Alvin Gentry surviving even to the All-Star break? I could see Alvin Gentry getting fired before Christmas Day. It all depends on what happens in this next couple of games coming up for New Orleans. At this point, I think they should just sit Zion Williamson for the whole season. I mean, look what's going on. They're not even in the running. Yeah, I could see if they was actually in the running or something like that, like in battling. Then yeah, pull a trigger by all means. But at this point, it doesn't make sense trying to bring Zion Williamson nursing his knee into a screwed up situation or can't win situation. You know, just because these guys dug such of a big hole, by the time he gets back, they'll probably be well out of the playoff picture. It's not too late to start accumulating some wins and turning this thing around, but it is what it is. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. It's Flight Sports TV. Um, you look at the development of Lonzo Ball. It seems like he's the first game of the season. He came out great energy. Everything you would want. I think Gentry had issues with Zion. He was questioning Lonzo, his aggressiveness at times, and I guess it was like a way of Lonzo was aggressive throughout the game. He would play him in fourth quarters. I think it was some type of ultimatum like that. What's so crazy is the first game of the season against the Raptors, Lonzo started off super aggressive, ultra aggressive, and played very well. Knocked a lot of threes down, play made. He did everything. You could ask a point guard. He was leading New Orleans, and he yanks him in the fourth quarter for no reason, and bring him in overtime when he was cold. You just don't do these type of things. It seemed like that was just he altered Lonzo right there. It seemed like they were on good footing, and then once that happened, it seemed like they never really recovered. It seemed like Lonzo's just still trying to get in what he can, but there's no consistency. Not even with the coaching staff. It's not just him. It's you got Gentry doing these things. And he's suffering the most. They need to put the ball in his hands, and people need to just get out and run and let him set the team up. And I think they'll be in a better situation. Because in New Orleans, you have 3, 4, 5 different people thinking they should be bringing the basketball up the court. What people got to understand is no, Lonzo might not be what everybody expected, but he's still one of the top 5 playmakers in basketball today, arguably top 3. How many people can actually play make like Lonzo Ball? I mean, seriously, he's a top 5 playmaker in this league. Just playmaking. I'm talking about vision, quarterback play. He's a top 5 quarterback of the basketball in this league. I'm not saying top 5 point guard. He's just a top 5 quarterback point guard. So, and he needs to have the ball in his hands. I don't understand it. So, I think the quicker they can get to that, and when Zion gets back, it's hard to judge this team because there's no Zion. But one thing for a fact is they should be better than they are now. So I feel like Gentry will be next to be fine. That's all right now for this video. I want everybody to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Y'all talk to me and let me know how y'all feeling. We'll come back to this topic and touch more bases on this in the future, probably like another day or so. But I just thought I'd bring this to your attention because I see this on the horizon. I wanted to bring this to your attention so when it goes down, you heard it here at Flight Sports TV. Y'all get at me. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Donate to this channel. The link will be in the description box below this video. Flight Sports TV.